What is going on, Spurs fans? I'm Ethan Quintero, back with another episode of SSPN, the Spurs Sports Programming Network podcast. As the title says, we'll be doing a midseason review of the San Antonio Spurs, the players, the coaches, the front office, what the expectations were, have they been met, who's exceeding, who has some work to do. But before I do that, I do want to introduce a very special guest. With me today is a lifetime Spurs fan and a longtime friend of me and the show. Let me pull him in here. Mr. Will Kirtley. Will, how are you, sir?
I am doing great, Ethan. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. I know we've known each other for what, like 10 years now, but for the people that don't know who Will Kirtley is, where are you from and how long you been a Spurs fan?
I am from the great town of Bernie, Texas.
Let's go.
I've been a Spurs fan since right out of the womb, you know.
Right on.
I mean, as long as I can remember. So, but yeah, just San Antonio area, born and bred. So,
Yeah, dude. For for me, so I'm from Bernie as well, a small town north of San Antonio. But I wasn't like following the Spurs until like 13 or 14 years old. But do you remember like kind of the era that you started watching and actually like caring about the outcome?
so I remember like 2010 probably. Um, but that wasn't like me following them per se. It was probably more like 2012 that I really started like watching every game and following. Mainly because of like my brother and stuff. But
Mhm.
we would watch every game right around that time. I think it was like I remember watching like OKC and Miami in the finals, and that
Right.
was that was pretty much the year I was like actually following.
Nice. So it was a year prior to me. For me, it was 2013 Spurs Miami. That's when I really got into it.
Okay.
Um, and for me, it was Boris Diaw. That was the role player I fell in love with at first. So do you have a Spurs player or a role player that was like, for some reason, that was your guy? Like you loved
Oh
that dude.
man. Yeah, Boris is that's a good one. Probably just oh man, Manu for
Manu,
sure. I loved the way he played, and uh, after a couple years of watching the Spurs, he was Grandpa Juice at that point.
for sure.
That's what we called him. But yeah, definitely Manu. That was my guy.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Do you remember where you were when Zaza just destroyed our lives and hurt Kawhi's ankle?
Um, I would have definitely been at my parents' house because I think I was probably a freshman in high school,
I
something
was
like that.
it was the playoffs of 2017, right? So I would have been a sophomore, I think. Sophomore or junior.
Okay,
No,
yeah, then I
sophomore.
was
Sophomore.
I was either in eighth grade or in ninth grade, one of the two. But yeah, I was definitely just in the living room at my parents' house, me and my brother watching for sure. The anger that I felt for
Mm.
that man Zaza, that lasted a while, but of course, yeah, I remember that. It was watching him go down. It was like, okay, well, we're done. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't for sure, but it was like that was nail in the coffin right there. So,
I feel like it was pretty for sure. I remember watching that game, dude, and like I think actually I saw the injury, and then I think I left and came back to the game, which is wild considering how my life is now. I pretty much revolve around the Spurs, you know. Um, but I think I made a meme about it, and it was like when you forget to pause 2K and then come back, and it was like Kawhi Leonard like with a surprised face because we were up by like 20 in that
hmm
game, and obviously we know the rest of the future and what the Spurs franchise looked like for a couple of years.
yep.
Um, all right, man. So thinking about the Spurs, so like that's our big topic today. Obviously, midseason review as we come up on the All Star break. As of today, February 2nd, we are 33-16. We have a game on Wednesday against OKC, who's still number one in the West, second seed in the West. Um, Obviously, a lot of great things. If you watch every game like I do, some negatives, but what would you give the overall grade A plus through F for the Spurs this season?
Man, I would go with probably like a solid A minus.
Mm,
Um, Now, if we were beating the Charlottes and the Pelicans of the world,
mm,
I would probably be floating around an A. Um, you know, but A minus is in my books like a good thing though, because one, you're second in the West, probably what, the third best record in the league right now, something like that, I
yeah,
think.
I think so.
Um, and if we're considering OKC an A plus, I would give us an A minus unless we're playing against them. Then obviously we're we're an A plus. By the way, that's been going. But yeah, A minus just considering the fact that we went from a 30 win team last year or something like that, and then now we're already plus 30 wins halfway through the year and second in the West in a really tough conference with such a new team. So I feel like A minus is pretty fair, all things considering.
Yeah, I look back to my preseason expectations video, and I think I had us winning like 41 games. Did you have a preseason expectation seed wise where you thought we would finish?
Yeah, definitely. I was banking it on a like 5 or 6 seed for
Hmm.
sure. I was not expecting a 2 seed the whole year.
Yeah.
Um, Preseason, I just I kind of was expecting like a gradual incline because we went from 18 wins or something to 32 whatnot last year, and then so this year I was like kind of hoping for a 45 win season around there, like
Hmm.
play-in team, fringe playoff. But yeah, not expecting anything like this, that's for sure.
Yeah, I believe we've already matched 33 wins was our total last year. We're midway through the year and we've already hit that number.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, for me, I thought we'd be a fringe play-in team. To be honest with you, I thought 7 seed was probably where we would finish, and here we are, the second seed, and that's kind of where we are. I feel like there's a lot of emotion kind of around every game because of how much we destroyed OKC in those back-to-back-to-back games. I think our expectations were like middle of the pack, and then we beat them so badly that all of a sudden we were like, okay, we're 2011 Miami, we're 2008 Lakers, and then now every single loss, every single issue is put with a magnifying glass. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
but individually, player wise, has anyone surprised you?
Uh, as far as surprises go, I feel like most are meeting my expectations. Even Dylan Harper is kind of meeting my expectations. I would say most surprising, probably Champagne.
That's a good one.
Um, Mainly because, and I don't know about you, but last year I kind of saw him as like he was a solid role guy, just catch and shoot, but he has
Mm,
evolved into like this like Danny Green reincarnation.
mm,
That is, I mean, he's a fantastic perimeter defender. He is a great rebounder. He is doing better for the most part, I think, shooting wise. I haven't really looked at his numbers. That's just what it seems like. And he's kind of like single-handedly, in my opinion, sat Jeremy Sohan on the bench
mm.
just with the way he's been playing. We haven't really needed him much. So yeah, definitely Champagne with that.
That's a good one. And I just fact checked you. Yes, his shooting numbers are the best that they've been for the Spurs, both twos and threes, shooting 37% from deep. I'm glad you brought up the Danny Green comparison because we talk about that a lot on this show, or Jude and I did. And oftentimes people think we're giving Danny Green some disrespect with that. I don't know. I don't know what you remember about Danny Green, but he was pretty inconsistent from deep at times, and like probably, not even probably, objectively a better defender than Julian is right now. But other than that, like I don't think it's that crazy of a comparison.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, Danny he was a fantastic perimeter defender,
Hmm.
and he was our catch and shoot transition 3-point shooter. Um, and that's just like the role he played. He didn't drive much. He
Hmm.
swung the ball a lot, and that's pretty much everything Champagne embodies, you know?
I agree. I would argue that Champagny is a better put the ball on the floor kind of guy. Like he doesn't do it often, but like he shocks you with a little bit of athleticism and finishing ability.
Hmm.
Um,
Absolutely.
I can get behind that one. For me, who surprised me, I think Keldon is one like an obvious choice for a lot of people because their expectations of him were so low. But I've always liked Keldon, so I don't even know if I can go with that answer. Um, maybe this is a cop out, but I'm going to go with Steph Castle. I think we all know he's great, um, but I don't know if I expected him to get to 17 and 7. And it's really that 7 assist number that kind of surprises me. He's really run the offense a lot. Um, and sometimes to the detriment of the team because he is a turnover machine. And you'd maybe like De'Aaron Fox to hold some of those duties more often. But yeah, his creation, his ability to get downhill, get 2 feet in the paint, has taken me a little bit by surprise because I expected a slight dip in his productivity, kind of the sophomore slump, but he's kind of hammered through that wall and been a lot better than I expected.
Yeah. Yeah, Steph has been even he's kind of just like what I expected, you
Mm,
know, but uh to see it actually happen, it's like, wow, you know, he's more so our point guard than De'Aaron Fox in my mind.
mm,
He's the one swinging it to De'Aaron most of the time, you know.
for sure.
But yeah, that like you said, that 7 assist number is really crazy. Coming into this year, I saw him as more of a scorer and pick and roll guy, not a facilitate everything kind of guy, which he really does. So yeah, I mean, that is a good one for sure.
We'll move on to my favorite question of these kind of videos. Who's disappointed you, Will? Who's been underwhelming this year?
Aside from Jeremy Sohan, obviously,
Right.
I wouldn't, you know, even with him, I wouldn't call him disappointing really, just because he just doesn't like fit.
Hmm.
But oh man, disappointing. Harrison Barnes.
Mm,
Um, not at the beginning of the season. If you asked me that 2 months ago, I would be saying he was probably one of my like I was not
surprised you kind of
expecting.
guys? Yeah.
But you know, if you listen to the FanDuel Sports, Jacob Toby and Sean Elliott, Sean Elliott loves the guy, Mr. 100%, and um, I feel like every game Sean is like yeah, he's just in that slump, and I'm like, well, Sean, this slump has been quite a long time, man.
Right.
Which it feels like it has. He started out the year for I don't know what it was, at least the first month with like the best scoring and shooting percentages of his career.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
and
Not to
since then,
interrupt you.
it's
Sorry to
just
interrupt you.
yeah,
36% in October, then 44, 35, and now he's 29% in January.
yeah, exactly my point. So, uh, overall for the season, definitely him. He comes in and I'm like, come on, Harrison, give us something good. And sometimes he does, you know, he comes in and he gives like 7 minutes of solid scoring, but overall, pretty disappointing in my eyes, to be honest.
Yeah, I could see the Harrison Barnes thing, especially this kind of second half of the first half of the season with his 3 point fall off. When he's not hitting his shot, he's not great, and I think we've seen a deterioration in his playable minutes. It sucks that Jeremy hasn't found his spot and he's going to be on the move because I preseason I was really hoping and praying that Jeremy would take that starting spot away from Harrison because sometimes our offense is just like 90% reliant on either Harrison Barnes or Julian Champagny to be just stroking it from deep. And if neither of them are, then it's going to be an L. And
Yep.
that's kind of scary. Um, But yeah, I could see Harrison. I could see that being a little bit disappointing, especially as of late. Um, for me, this was going to be maybe a hot take, and maybe I should give you two names because I really thought Kelly Olynyk would be a little bit better than he's been. He's only averaging 3 and 2 on pretty efficient shooting, but when he's out there, especially defensively, he's just a complete liability and making 13 million, expiring contract, which is good. But I don't know. I think I expected him to be a lot more capable of a role player, someone that would be pushing other guys and like making an argument for this guy needs to be a continuous piece in the rotation. But he's been borderline unplayable at times. Um, and just to give another name, up and down year. Statistically, this is probably where he will be. Oh my god. Sorry, ESPN just decided to blast audio in my face. Numbers wise, statistically, this is probably where he will be for the rest of his career. But it's the efficiency numbers and the ups and downs for Devin Vassell that kind of have him underwhelming for me. To be only shooting 42% from the field, 36% from deep. He's basically becoming Julian. Julian's averaging 12, and he's shooting better from deep. And yeah, maybe Devin has more ball handling ability. He can get to his shot better and create when other guys aren't hitting theirs. But it's just not an efficient enough clip for me to really make him that valuable to the team. You know?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Devin is a good one. He's one of those guys where it's like he just like gives me kind of what I want out of him.
Mm,
And even whenever he's not scoring well, it's like I still trust him more than a lot of the others with the ball in his hands.
that's fair.
If we need some points, I kind of see him just like a Michael Porter Jr. in a
Mm.
sense. It's like just give him the ball and let him try to score, you know. But I completely see where you're coming from with that one, especially. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it kind of leads me to my next question. This is a surprise question. I always thought Devin would be better as a six man. Just give him the ball, let him score. I feel like we're kind of doing him a disservice by forcing him into a Julian esque role at times.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. He coming into the year, I wanted the starting lineup like you had mentioned. I wanted Sohan at the four, and I actually wanted HB at the three. I wanted
Mm,
Dev coming off the bench, just because I feel like he kind of excels whenever he doesn't have to worry about the other players on the court that are better than him.
mm,
Uh, it's like if him, Wemby, Fox, and Castle are out there, I kind of want Wemby, Fox, and Castle with the ball a little bit more than him. So
that's true.
having him alone on the bench with Keldon, I like that a bit more. I feel like they play off each other better, but yeah, I agree with you there.
I agree. And to his credit, he has been injured a little bit, so maybe that's the plan. As he comes back from this injury, we'll have to see. Victor Wembanyama. I always feel a little bit dumb talking about Victor because of how great he is, uh, and like he's the reason we're the second seed. So how much are we going to critique him? But what have your overall thoughts been on year three Wemby?
Year three Wemby feels a lot like year two Wemby, just like with some more
Mm,
muscle in my eyes, which is a big plus. I feel like he focuses on getting to the rim a lot more, unless he has one of those random games where he scores six threes and then he tries that the next few games.
mm,
But overall, yeah, his ability to like actually get to the rim while it's kind of scary because it looks like he's about to break his ankles every time he tries.
mm,
Um, I have loved that a lot more about him, and if he keeps, putting on healthy weight, I don't I don't want him to be this big burly guy because that'll mess up his knees being at 7 foot infinity. But yeah, his size is the biggest thing for me. You can see it in his arms, and overall, it feels like the same kind of Wemby, taking
mm,
smarter shots definitely than last year. Because last year they just gave him the go ahead to shoot whatever in the world that he wanted to, and now it's
mm.
a little more focused in the right places. But overall the same Wemby, you know,
Yeah.
because he is so good. He doesn't need to change much.
That's a great way to put it because when you actually look at the numbers, he's averaging almost exactly the same thing. 24, 11, minus one block. He averaged four last year. He's averaging three this year, but more efficient shooting um, within the arc, 50% as opposed to 47 last year. So I mean, I feel the same way. I mean, what else can you ask from him? I feel like he's focusing on higher efficient shots from the mid range elbow area, trying to get to the rim. I still feel like, I mean, it's a long term project, right? When guys are being really physical with him and pushing him around, you can see that being his weakness. I think he combats that pretty well, getting to the foul line, not letting it get to him mentally. Um, but we'll have to see how he holds up in the playoffs because like it clearly bothers him that people are beating the crap out of him, and they're not going to call those fouls in the regular season. So or in the
Hmm.
playoffs, excuse me. I'd give him an overall of like I'd give him an A minus. I don't know about you.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd probably give him an A just because how how stupid good he is, but yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like criticizing the Sistine Chapel or something. It's like
Exactly.
you're really looking for a flaw at that point.
Yeah.
Um, Moving on to the rookies, there's not much to talk about with Carter Bryant, so I'll just kind of throw this to you. Spot minutes. What have you liked? What have you not liked?
Carter, man. I love the kid. I
Mm,
think he is just outside of the basketball, I think he's such a wholesome guy.
yeah,
Um, he he seems like so cute. He's only like probably what 3 years younger than
20.
me or something. Yeah, exactly. So, but still, I think he's a great guy, and I he seems to have progressed a lot this year already. He
Mm,
was very skittish and didn't ever really seem like he knew what he was doing with the ball.
mm,
Um, his shot looks phenomenal, but as the year has gone on, I've seen like a little bit more confidence in him. Even just this last game against who did we play yesterday?
uh,
Why am I blanking?
Gosh darn it! I watched the whole game.
I know, me too. Now
Here,
I'm
I'm
pulling
pulling
up
it
the
up. I'm
schedule.
pulling it
Yeah.
up.
What? Oh,
Orlando,
Orlando. Yeah,
Desmond
Orlando.
Bain.
Yeah, he was doing great, and it's like he starts having a lot of fun, and you can see it in his face whenever he's out there,
Mm,
and yeah, I mean he doesn't play all that much, but his defense is astounding, and it's got a lot of work to do. Like we're not putting him on Kevin Durant yet, you know.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean overall he's a young guy and he seems to be progressing in the right way. I wasn't expecting him to be on a Dylan Harper level, which he isn't, but you know, he's kind of in the same realm as like a Kawhi was, you know, early
Mm.
on. So I've liked it. I liked it a lot. I would give him like a in the sense that he's a 20-year-old, wasn't really projected to be amazing or anything. I would give him honestly like an A minus.
Yeah, that's fair. You got to grade him on a curve, right?
Yeah.
I'd probably go B. And I'm being really hard, only because I expected his 3 point shot to be slightly better. The form looks fantastic, and he's actually 100% from deep in the month of February, and we're only 2 days in. But in the one game against Orlando, he hit the 1 3 that he took, and it looked pretty pure. And then defensively, he's like you said, he's everything that was advertised. He's just going to take a while to get going. But on the flip side, Dylan Harper, he looks like everything that was promised and potentially more.
Yeah. Yeah. Dylan is the maturity,
Hmm.
um, the slashing. Even his shot has surprised me a lot.
Yeah.
Both his mid-range and his three ball, they've surprised me a lot. I didn't watch him a lot at Rutgers, so I didn't really know what to expect there, but the vibe I got from him was just like slashing point guard.
Mm,
So to see him like knocking down all these threes and middies is it's really like a added plus, but
mm.
he's been stellar in my mind.
I would agree. I think once he develops that mid range, he's going to be unstoppable. The thing that surprised me the most is probably, for the most part, young guards. I mean, we see it with Steph all the time. High turnover, too much energy, playing too fast. Uh, that's not him at all.
I cannot hear you.
Oh, how about
Oh,
now?
yeah, there you go.
I don't know what happened. We had some technical difficulties here. Let me. All right, now we should be back on my normal microphone. And I don't.
There we go.
Pardon the
Nice.
technical difficulties. Um, but yeah, he's been what was advertised, but the under control factor is really what's taking me by surprise. I'd give him an A minus, especially since I mean KJ is the pseudo six man, right? But in terms of a guy that can dominate the ball and create for others, he's been tremendous. All right, sorry about that technical difficulty. We just had a jump cut there. We are back. Um, so we've already covered the full team expectations, who's hitting, who's missing. Um, Second team in the West, like we talked about, Will, but what's missing in terms of player role that you think would make this team a contender today?
Power forward.
Mm,
Um, I don't think we have a single true power forward on the team.
mm.
I mean Kelly Olynyk, I guess, but he's not. He hasn't been
It all
very
comes back to
competent.
Kelly.
Yeah, exactly. Jeremy Sohan too, I guess, but we already covered that. But um, definitely a four. If we can get at some point, soon or in the future. When's the trade deadline? What, the 5th, I
It
think?
is, yeah, this Thursday.
I don't know what we're gonna be doing by then, but if we can get a four that can, I don't know, score the ball and rebound, play some defense. I know that's almost every aspect of the game,
Mhm.
but if we can get someone that can do at least a little bit of those things, then I think we are in such a better shape because we don't get the scoring out of Jeremy and we don't get the defense out of Kelly. Well, we don't get much out of Kelly, to be honest. He's not a great scorer or defender, just like an experienced guy.
You know what? He can
um,
pass it out of the post.
exactly. He knows where he's supposed to be on the court, I guess. But yeah, definitely power forward, if anything.
That take, the he knows where he's supposed to be, gave me flashbacks to like 20, doing this podcast in 22, 23 when we were just absolute buns. Is talking about like Keita Bates, Diop, and Zach Collins. Like their positioning is unbelievable. If they could just put the ball in the hole, like we would be unstoppable. That's pretty. Yeah, you know what? Power forward. That's a good start. I would agree with that. I think we all hope that Jeremy Sohan would be that solution. I've been a fan enough long enough to know that we thought Luka Samanic would be the solution at the four. We've been searching for that position for feels like a very very long time. Um, but that brings me to my next topic for today, which is the trade deadline as it approaches. You already teased it. It's this Thursday, February 5th. A lot of rumors going around. I know you just mentioned the four spot. Do you think the Spurs will make any trade?
Do I think? I don't know.
Mm,
Um, if only I were as brilliant as Brian Wright, I would probably know. But I sure do hope we can see something, and maybe I do expect it, just because they gave Jeremy the go-ahead and his agents to, explore trades and whatnot.
mm.
So hopefully we can get something out of that. And if I were the head of the Spurs, I would do anything for Yabusele. I love the
Really?
guy. I would give him Kelly and Jeremy outright for Yabusele. Um,
He
I
is going
feel
to be
like
making 5 million next year.
5 million.
Almost six.
See, I'm not super savvy whenever it comes to caps and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just take it as it comes. Um, if I weren't, oh man, if I weren't being held back by any type of money issues, and that was just out of the question. I would be saying, yeah, go get a Laurie Markkinen, or
Mm,
go get a Franz Wagner or whatever. Just a nice, good four. But yeah, Yabusele, I love that guy. I think he would be so great, especially because he's Wimby's Frenchman.
mm,
So that's a little added bonus out of him. He can shoot, defend,
right.
whole 9 yards. So
Well, since you bring up Yabu, um, what are your thoughts on Bobby Portis Jr. in the Milwaukee Bucks?
that's a good question. Bobby Portis. I like the guy.
Mm,
I feel like he's nothing crazy. We don't need anything crazy because we already have a lot of crazy.
it's true.
Um, Not even a lot, but I feel like we have enough crazy. So, I mean, I like that. I don't know what that would look like in trade terms. Do you
Well,
do you have any idea?
I have a theory. He makes 13 million. Um, Jeremy Sohan makes 6 to 7 million. He'll get the extension wherever he's traded to. Kelly Olynyk makes 13 million as well. Uh, Bobby Portis is under contract for 3 years, I believe. I could confirm. Yeah, 3 years after this year, so 2 more years after the season. He will make 14 and 15 million. So to make the money work, we can literally do Jeremy and Kelly for Bobby straight up. I imagine they'll probably want a couple second round picks, maybe one or two. Is that too expensive in your mind?
No,
No.
not at all.
What if
I
what if
mean,
you threw a first in there?
maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
Um, Maybe with the first, but I mean, whenever we're talking just Jeremy and Kelly, it's like these guys play 2 minutes a month combined,
Mm-hmm.
um, and those 2 minutes aren't very special. Uh, so no, nothing crazy with that by any means.
I
So
don't know exactly what they're wanting for Yabusele. I have seen his name thrown around a couple of times. I imagine we could pretty easily get it done for just Jeremy Sohan. Um, I wouldn't give up any picks for Yabu. I don't know if you're
mm-mm.
familiar with his stats this year. Last year he was great. This year he's a little inefficient. Shooting numbers are down, as well as scoring overall and rebounding. Um,
Oh, see, this stuff I'm not in tune with Yabusele's stats really. I just know how the guy plays.
that's fair.
Yabusele.
You know, I could see him being because there are people that we've traded for in the past that were trash on other teams that flourished on the Spurs. I could see him being one of those guys.
Yeah, exactly. A Jonathan Simmons kind of guy.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't remember what Boris was doing before he got to us. I think he was a buyout guy for another team. I know he was a 6 man candidate like a few years before we got him. Um, I mean, similar builds, not exactly similar play styles, but I think Yabu, like you said, style of play, he moves well next to a Wemby. I mean, they play together on the national team, for God's sakes.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I feel like he's got that like edge to him. And if he fits in right, I just don't think he has a spot on the Knicks. Kind of like a Jeremy thing. Jeremy, I think, is a great guy, and I actually like love his game, but he doesn't fit with us.
Mm,
I don't watch the Knicks much unless the Spurs are playing them, so I can't speak on that all too well. But I would hope that's the case because I just love the way Yabusele plays, and that's just kind of like
mm,
a fan thing of mine wanting him. I would give Jeremy outright for him because I think he would fit in just a little bit better. Um,
mm.
so yeah.
I'm looking at his minutes right now. He's not played more than 10 minutes a game in any month for the Knicks. So
Oh wow.
it feels like he's kind of going through some of the same stuff that Jeremy's going through with the Spurs. So maybe his numbers are actually going to be better if he had a true role with the team. It's hard to tell. Um, but yeah, I like the overall thought behind getting a power forward, whoever that may be. Just
Yeah.
a veteran four likely to a team that needs a young player, i.e., Jeremy Sohan, or is trying to rebuild. That's kind of why I thought of Bobby Portis. Because if
Yeah.
Giannis is truly out, everyone's out. Like, why would they keep Bobby? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we might as well just go for Thanasis, you know.
At that point, I mean, I hate Kyle Kuzma, but he probably is a slight improvement over not having anybody. For the record, I don't want
Yeah.
Kyle. But last question for you on the trade deadline: is anyone off limits outside of Victor? Of course, like who's on your untouchable list for sure?
Oh man, untouchable list. Definitely our last three draft picks, that being Steph and Dylan and Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Untouchable. Um, I feel like it's easier to list off the touchables. Um, touchables being Jeremy, Lindy Waters, Kelly Olynyk. And then if we're really going for something crazy, I would honestly see Devin Vassell going before Julian Champagny.
Mm.
Um,
How about Harrison?
good point. Harrison's definitely one of those touchables.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, 100%. Outside of that group, though, uh, no way they would ever do anything around him. I think we're keeping De'Aaron for at least the four that we signed him
Hmm.
or extended him. Isn't that
Yep.
right? 4 years.
Yeah.
Um, I couldn't see us getting rid of him before then. I think we want our current guards to develop while we still have De'Aaron as a veteran safeguard. So
Hmm.
yeah, but definitely those people for sure.
Yeah, I see Harrison as more of a salary guy. I don't think the Spurs are going for anybody big, but like if they went for a Michael Porter Jr. Or a Giannis, which I don't think is going to happen, he would have to be included just for money, um, and I'm fine with that, especially with how he's been playing. Uh,
Yeah,
Final
yeah,
question for you, Mr. Will. Thanks for being on, by the way. This has been
yeah.
fun. Uh, what seed will the Spurs finish the season in?
How long is Jokic out? Do you know that?
That's a great question. Let me look. Kola Jokic. Hmm. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, I think he's back, dude. He's
Dude,
out.
no
He's
way
back.
Jokic is back.
He's
As of
back.
when?
Let's look. Game log. He played yesterday against OKC. In 29 minutes, he had 16, 8 assists, 7 rebounds.
Okay, wow. So he's back at it. In that case,
Wait, he's been back.
uh,
He basically just missed January.
oh, okay, okay. Gotcha. So in that case, I don't know. I could see us still finishing at two. I feel like the All-Star break will be a good thing for us because we were so hot to start and now we're kind of slumping.
Mm.
Um, and I have a good feeling the All-Star break is going to be a good little resting period and um, hopefully we can come back swinging on all cylinders again and or firing on all cylinders again. And so two or three. I would expect two. Uh, honestly, in reality, it seems like it would be more of a three with the Nuggets right behind us. They have more experience, so. But yeah, I don't know. What about you?
Yeah, it's a toss up, right? Because we keep giving up games to crappy teams, but we're playing very well against the good teams, which is kind of this true sign of being young and inexperienced. Uh, I'm gonna go three. I think Denver catches us. I think we maintain a lead over Houston and Minnesota. Um, but it's gonna be tough. I don't. I'm trying to see what the schedule looks like for the remainder of the year. Let's see.
Seems like it's been pretty rocky of a schedule, like as in it's been a pretty tough schedule the last, oof, I don't know, 2026.
Yeah, it has. But we got OKC next, which is obviously going to be a big game on Wednesday. A couple games
Hmm.
against Dallas, which are at this point kind of toss ups with the way that their number one overall pick's been playing as of late. The
Hmm.
Lakers, Golden State. We have a couple soft stretches to finish off the year, but we're going to need to play better against those soft teams in order to get, you know, a real chance to be the top three seed in the West. But come playoff time, I guess depends on who we're playing. But do you think the Spurs are capable of winning a first round, or do you think we're the classic? They're the young team. They're probably going to lose in six to a more like the Warriors or whatever with Steph Curry going crazy.
Oh man.
I'm asking the hard hitters tonight.
Yeah, so I mean, I definitely think we're going to be better than whoever the 7 or 6 seed
Mm,
are. Um, who's there right now? Is that the Suns
yeah,
and probably what the Warriors,
Suns
something
are
like that?
seven, Warriors are eight, and then if we finished the third seed, it'd be the Lakers today. But they're kind of going back and forth with Phoenix.
See, I take us in a series over both the Lakers and the Suns and the Warriors
Mm,
any day of the week. Timberwolves, that's whenever it starts getting really scary. Um, Pretty much anyone 6 and below, I see us kind of coasting through. The Lakers have absolutely zero defense. The Suns, I
mm,
just, for whatever reason, I have zero faith in them.
mm,
The Warriors, they seem old. So, in all, I have full confidence that we'll beat anyone that we face in the first round if it's looking like it is right now in the standings.
mm.
Past that, that's whenever I start to have doubts.
Either way, I'm just excited, dude. It's been such a long time since we've seen playoff basketball for the Spurs. It was all the way back to Derek White playing
Is
against
that
Jokic.
2019? Something like that?
2019. Yep, we went to
Oh
Game
man.
Seven, and I think Lamarcus dropped a stinker in Game Seven, if I remember correctly.
Yep, yep, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's crazy that that was 7 years ago. Ugh, that's so sad. But yeah, it'll be so fun to watch. I'm so excited. It's like
Mm.
nothing drives me more than that.
Yeah, we'll definitely do some lives or something at that point. But that's all the time we have for today's episode. Thank you, Will, for taking the time to hang out with us today. I'm sure you'll grace the screens again sometime soon. But yeah, I appreciate you being on, man. Hope you had a good time.
Yeah, it was great. Thanks so much.
Yeah, of course. As always, for those of you watching, please support the channel by smashing the like button, subscribing for more Spurs content, and commenting your thoughts on the team as we approach the All Star break. What have you liked? What have you not liked? And if you have any ideas for future content, feel free to throw those out there in the comment sections as well. We'd love to see that kind of stuff. Uh, from myself, Will, and SSPN, go Spurs, go.